In an era defined by technological leaps, few innovations have captivated our collective imagination as profoundly as facial recognition. This groundbreaking technology, once relegated to the realms of science fiction, has seamlessly woven itself into the very fabric of our daily lives. From the mundane to the extraordinary, facial recognition is transforming the way we interact with the world around us. At its core, facial recognition operates on a deceptively simple premise: the ability to identify individuals based solely on their unique facial features. This intricate process involves capturing an image of a person's face, either through a photograph or video footage, and then using sophisticated algorithms to analyze and compare it to a vast database of known faces. The applications of facial recognition are as diverse as they are rapidly expanding. Law enforcement agencies increasingly rely on this technology for tasks such as identifying suspects in criminal investigations, tracking down missing persons, and enhancing security measures in public spaces. In the realm of consumer electronics, facial recognition has become ubiquitous, powering features like smartphone unlocking, personalized advertising, and even social media filters. Beyond these widely adopted applications, facial recognition is also making significant inroads in industries such as healthcare, finance, and retail. In healthcare, it can be used to verify patient identities, track medication adherence, and even assist in diagnosing certain medical conditions. Financial institutions leverage facial recognition for secure transactions and fraud prevention, while retailers are exploring its potential for personalized shopping experiences and targeted marketing campaigns. The widespread adoption of facial recognition technology has ushered in a new era of convenience and efficiency. Tasks that once required significant time and effort can now be accomplished in a matter of seconds. Unlocking our smartphones, for instance, is no longer a cumbersome process of remembering complex passwords or patterns. A simple glance at our device is all it takes. Beyond these everyday conveniences, facial recognition is also playing a pivotal role in enhancing security measures across various domains. Law enforcement agencies are increasingly leveraging this technology to deter crime, apprehend suspects, and protect public safety. By analyzing surveillance footage and comparing it to criminal databases, facial recognition systems can assist in identifying individuals involved in criminal activities, potentially leading to faster arrests and convictions. In the realm of travel and border control, facial recognition is streamlining processes and enhancing security protocols. Automated passport control gates equipped with facial recognition technology are becoming increasingly common at airports worldwide, allowing travelers to clear immigration checks more quickly and efficiently. This technology is also being deployed at border crossings to verify the identities of individuals entering or exiting a country, potentially deterring illegal immigration and enhancing national security. While the benefits of facial recognition technology are undeniable, its rapid proliferation has also sparked intense debate about its ethical implications and the potential consequences of its unchecked use. Critics argue that the widespread deployment of facial recognition systems, particularly by government agencies, raises serious concerns about privacy, civil liberties, and the potential for misuse or abuse. As we increasingly embrace the convenience and efficiency of facial recognition technology, it is crucial to acknowledge and address the potential risks and ethical dilemmas associated with its widespread use. One of the most pressing concerns is the potential for bias in facial recognition algorithms, which can lead to inaccurate or discriminatory outcomes. Facial recognition systems are trained on massive data sets of images, and if these datasets are not representative of the diversity of human faces, the resulting algorithms may exhibit bias against certain demographic groups. For example, if a facial recognition system is primarily trained on images of individuals with lighter skin tones, it may perform less accurately when attempting to identify individuals with darker skin tones. This bias in facial recognition technology can have serious consequences, particularly in law enforcement contexts. Inaccurate identifications can lead to wrongful arrests, detentions, or even convictions, disproportionately impacting marginalized communities who are already overrepresented in the criminal justice system. The potential for bias in facial recognition technology underscores the urgent need for greater transparency, accountability, and oversight in its development and deployment. Researchers, policymakers, and technology companies must work together to ensure that facial recognition systems are designed and used in a way that is fair, equitable, and respects fundamental rights. While the concept of facial recognition might seem deceptively simple at first glance, identifying individuals based on their facial features, the underlying technology is a marvel of modern engineering and computational prowess. It's a fascinating journey that takes us from the capture of a simple image to the complex world of artificial intelligence, where algorithms decode the intricacies of the human face. At its core, facial recognition is a multi-step process that blends computer vision, machine learning, and sophisticated statistical analysis. The journey begins with the acquisition of a facial image, which can be captured through various means, such as photographs, video footage, or even real-time feeds from surveillance cameras. This initial step, while seemingly straightforward, plays a crucial role in determining the accuracy of the entire recognition process. The quality of the captured image, including factors like lighting, resolution, and angle, can significantly impact the system's ability to accurately extract meaningful information. Imagine trying to recognize a friend in a dimly lit room versus a well-lit environment. The difference in clarity can make all the difference. Similarly, facial recognition systems rely on clear, high-resolution images to effectively analyze facial features. Once a facial image is captured, the real magic of facial recognition begins. The system embarks on a journey to transform this raw visual data into a digital representation that can be understood and analyzed by algorithms. This transformation involves a process called feature extraction, where the system identifies and isolates specific facial landmarks, essentially creating a unique facial signature for each individual. Data, the fuel of recognition. Imagine teaching a child to recognize different animals. You wouldn't simply show them one picture of a cat and expect them to identify every feline creature they encounter. Instead, you'd expose them to numerous images of cats in various poses, breeds, and environments. This diverse dataset allows the child to develop a comprehensive understanding of what constitutes a cat. Similarly, facial recognition systems thrive on vast and diverse datasets of facial images. These datasets serve as the foundation upon which these systems learn to distinguish one face from another, developing a sophisticated understanding of the subtle nuances that make each face unique. The quality, diversity, and sheer volume of data used to train these systems play a pivotal role in their accuracy and performance. A robust facial recognition dataset should encompass a wide range of individuals, capturing the diversity of human faces across various demographics, including age, gender, ethnicity, and facial features. This diversity is crucial to mitigate bias and ensure that the system can accurately identify individuals from all walks of life, regardless of their background or physical characteristics. Moreover, these datasets should include images captured under various conditions, such as different lighting, angles, and resolutions, to ensure the system's robustness and ability to generalize well to real-world scenarios. Just as the child learning about cats benefits from seeing them in different settings, so too do facial recognition systems require diverse training data to achieve optimal performance. Deep learning, the engine of identification. At the heart of modern facial recognition systems lies a powerful form of artificial intelligence known as deep learning. Inspired by the intricate workings of the human brain, deep learning algorithms excel at deciphering complex patterns and making sense of vast amounts of data. In the realm of facial recognition, these algorithms serve as the engine that drives the identification process. Deep learning models, particularly those known as convolutional neural networks or CNNs, have revolutionized the field of facial recognition. CNNs are specifically designed to process and analyze visual information, mimicking the way our own brains perceive and interpret images. They achieve this through layers of interconnected nodes, each performing simple computations that collectively contribute to the overall understanding of the image. Imagine a CNN as a team of expert detectives, each specializing in identifying specific facial features. Some detectives might focus on the shape and size of the eyes, while others analyze the curvature of the nose or the contours of the lips. As the image travels through the network, each layer of detectives extracts and analyzes specific features, passing on their findings to the next layer for further processing. Through this hierarchical and collaborative approach, CNNs can learn to recognize intricate patterns and subtle variations in facial features, developing a nuanced understanding of what makes each face unique. This sophisticated analysis allows them to differentiate between individuals with remarkable accuracy, even in challenging conditions such as varying lighting or facial expressions. A symphony of algorithms, extracting meaning from pixels. Once a facial image is captured and fed into the system, a symphony of algorithms orchestrates the intricate process of transforming raw pixels into meaningful facial data. This transformation begins with a technique known as feature extraction, where the system identifies and isolates specific facial landmarks that are unique to each individual. Imagine these landmarks as a constellation of points scattered across the face, each representing a specific feature such as the corners of the eyes, the tip of the nose, or the edges of the lips. By analyzing the relative distances, angles, and proportions between these landmarks, the system can create a distinctive facial signature, a numerical representation that captures the essence of an individual's facial geometry. The choice of features to extract and the algorithms employed can significantly impact the accuracy and efficiency of the facial recognition system. Some systems might focus on geometric features such as distances between eyes, nose, and mouth, while others might prioritize texture-based features, analyzing wrinkles, blemishes, or other unique skin patterns. Regardless of the specific approach, the goal of feature extraction remains the same: to distill the complex information contained within a facial image into a compact and meaningful representation that can be easily compared and analyzed by the system. This digital signature, often represented as a vector of numbers, forms the basis for identifying and verifying individuals. The quest for accuracy, training, and refining the recognition engine. The journey of building an accurate and reliable facial recognition system extends beyond simply collecting data and designing sophisticated algorithms. It requires a meticulous process of training and refinement, where the system learns to distinguish between individuals and make accurate identifications. This training phase is crucial for shaping the system's performance and minimizing errors. During training, the system is fed with massive datasets of labeled facial images, where each image is associated with the identity of the individual it depicts. This labeled data serves as the system's guide, allowing it to learn the subtle patterns and variations in facial features that distinguish one person from another. As the system processes each image, it adjusts its internal parameters, fine-tuning its ability to recognize and differentiate between faces. This iterative process of learning and adjustment continues until the system achieves a desired level of accuracy on a held-out set of images, ensuring that it can generalize well to unseen data. However, the quest for accuracy in facial recognition is an ongoing challenge. Factors such as variations in lighting, pose, facial expressions, and image quality can significantly impact the system's performance. To mitigate these challenges, researchers employ various techniques such as data augmentation, where the training data is artificially expanded by creating variations of existing images, and ensemble methods, where multiple models are combined to improve overall accuracy and robustness. When recognition fails, real-world errors and their consequences. While facial recognition technology holds immense promise for various applications, from enhancing security to simplifying daily tasks, its deployment in the real world has been marred by a disconcerting reality. It doesn't always work as intended. In fact, the consequences of facial recognition errors can be far-reaching, particularly for individuals who become victims of mistaken identity. Imagine a scenario where a facial recognition system deployed in a public space misidentifies an innocent individual as a suspect in a criminal investigation. This erroneous match could lead to unwarranted questioning, detention, or even arrest, causing significant distress, reputational damage, and potential legal entanglements for the individual involved. The consequences of facial recognition errors extend beyond individual cases, potentially eroding public trust in technology and exacerbating existing societal biases. When these systems fail, especially in high-stakes situations like law enforcement, they can perpetuate cycles of injustice and disproportionately impact marginalized communities who are already subject to heightened scrutiny and suspicion. It's crucial to remember that behind every facial recognition error, there's a human story, a life disrupted, a reputation tarnished, a sense of security shattered. These real-world consequences underscore the urgent need to address the limitations of facial recognition technology and implement safeguards to prevent its misuse. The case of Robert Williams, a life uprooted by algorithmic injustice. In the annals of facial recognition errors, the case of Robert Williams stands as a stark reminder of the devastating impact these technologies can have on individuals' lives. In 2020, Williams, a black man living in Detroit, Michigan, became the victim of a wrongful arrest due to a facial recognition misidentification. The incident unfolded when Detroit police were investigating a shoplifting case from a local store. Surveillance footage of the suspect, a black male, was fed into a facial recognition system which returned a match to Williams's driver's license photo. Armed with this supposed identification, police arrested Williams at his home, even though he vehemently denied any involvement in the crime. Williams spent 30 hours in police custody, enduring the humiliation and indignity of being wrongly accused and detained. Despite his innocence being evident from the outset, Williams was at work during the time of the shoplifting. It took days for the authorities to acknowledge their mistake and release him. Williams's case, unfortunately, is not an isolated incident. It highlights the profound flaws in facial recognition technology, particularly its susceptibility to errors when identifying individuals of color. The incident sparked outrage and calls for greater accountability in the use of facial recognition, raising questions about the balance between public safety and individual rights in the age of AI. The Gender Shade Study, conducted by MIT researcher Joy Buolamwini in 2018, sent shockwaves through the tech industry and beyond, exposing the deeply ingrained biases within commercially available facial recognition systems. Buolamwini's research revealed a startling disparity in accuracy rates based on race and gender, raising serious concerns about the fairness and equity of these technologies. Buolamwini and her team tested 3 prominent facial analysis tools from leading tech companies, Microsoft, IBM, and Face+, using a dataset of faces carefully curated to represent a diverse range of skin tones and genders. The results were striking. While these systems achieved high accuracy rates for lighter-skinned males, their performance plummeted when identifying darker-skinned females. The study found that the error rates for darker-skinned females were significantly higher than for lighter-skinned males, sometimes by as much as 35%. This disparity in accuracy underscores a critical flaw in many facial recognition systems. They are often trained on data sets that are not representative of the diversity of human faces, leading to biased outcomes. The gender shade study served as a wake-up call, prompting calls for greater transparency, accountability, and diversity in the development and deployment of facial recognition technologies. It highlighted the urgent need to address the ethical implications of AI and ensure that these systems are designed and used in a way that is fair and equitable for all. Inaccurate facial recognition impacts marginalized communities, perpetuating biases and eroding trust in law enforcement. This creates a climate of fear and distrust, especially among over-policed communities. AI systems inherit biases from their creators and training data. Addressing bias requires diverse data, algorithmic transparency, and ongoing evaluation. Transparency and accountability in facial recognition are crucial. Policymakers must set standards for data quality and algorithmic fairness. Sometimes face recognition makes mistakes. This happens because the computer program hasn't seen enough different kinds of faces when it was learning. To fix this, we need to show it lots of different faces, so it can learn better. We need to make sure everyone is included when we build these programs. Skewed training data leads to biased facial recognition outcomes. Diverse datasets are essential for equitable and accurate systems. Labeling bias in training data skews facial recognition results. Diverse labelers and quality control can mitigate these biases. Lack of diversity in AI development risks biased outcomes. Inclusive teams create fairer and more representative AI systems. Overconfidence in AI can mask its limitations and biases. Responsible use and oversight are essential for ethical deployment. Facial recognition errors disproportionately affect marginalized groups. Understanding these impacts is key to developing fairer policies. Black women face the highest misidentification rates in facial recognition. Addressing this requires tackling both racial and gender biases. Dark-skinned individuals often face higher misidentification rates. Diverse and representative datasets are crucial for accuracy. The passage of time leaves its mark on our faces, etching stories of laughter, wisdom, and experience into the lines and contours that make us unique. Yet, for facial recognition technology, these same wrinkles, age spots, and other signs of aging present a significant challenge, often leading to reduced accuracy and increased difficulty in identifying older adults. Imagine a world where your face, once a reliable identifier, gradually becomes a barrier to accessing services, navigating public spaces, or even proving your identity. This is the frustrating reality for many older adults who find themselves grappling with the limitations of facial recognition systems that struggle to keep pace with the natural aging process. The challenges arise from the dynamic nature of facial features as we age. Wrinkles, sagging skin, and changes in bone structure can alter the geometry of the face, making it difficult for algorithms trained on images of younger individuals to accurately identify older adults. Additionally, age-related health conditions, such as drooping eyelids or tremors, can further complicate the recognition process. Addressing these challenges requires developing more robust algorithms that can account for the natural variations in facial features across different age groups. This includes training systems on datasets that are representative of the aging population, incorporating age progression techniques to simulate the effects of aging on facial features, and developing more sophisticated algorithms that can distinguish between permanent facial features and transient changes due to expressions or aging. Children, with their ever-changing features and boundless potential, represent the future. Yet, in the realm of facial recognition technology, they often become the invisible faces in the data, overlooked and underrepresented in the very data sets used to train these systems. This lack of representation has significant implications, raising concerns about accuracy, privacy, and the potential for harm when these technologies are applied to younger populations. Imagine a world where children's faces are subjected to constant surveillance and data collection, their identities tracked and analyzed without their knowledge or consent. This raises profound ethical questions about consent, privacy, and the potential for misuse of this data, particularly given the vulnerability of children and their developing sense of self. The lack of representation in training data stems from a combination of factors, including ethical concerns about collecting biometric data from minors, logistical challenges in obtaining parental consent, and the rapid pace at which children's facial features change as they grow and develop. This underrepresentation has real-world consequences, as facial recognition systems trained on limited datasets of children's faces are more likely to produce inaccurate results, potentially leading to misidentifications, false positives, and other harmful outcomes. Addressing this issue requires a multifaceted approach that prioritizes children's rights and well-being. This includes establishing strict regulations governing the collection and use of biometric data from minors, investing in research to develop age-appropriate facial recognition technologies, and fostering public dialogue around the ethical implications of using these technologies on children. By prioritizing children's best interests and ensuring their voices are heard in this debate, we can work towards a future where technology serves to protect and empower, rather than exploit or endanger, our youngest generation. The rapid proliferation of facial recognition technology, coupled with growing awareness of its potential biases and harms, has ignited a global reckoning. From bustling city streets to the halls of government, a chorus of voices, activists, ethicists, policymakers, and concerned citizens, is demanding greater scrutiny, accountability, and regulation of this powerful technology. The calls for oversight are rooted in a fundamental concern that the unchecked deployment of facial recognition, particularly by law enforcement agencies and governments, poses a significant threat to fundamental freedoms and civil liberties. The ability to track individuals' movements, map their social networks, and analyze their emotions based solely on their facial features raises chilling possibilities for mass surveillance, profiling, and discrimination. The push for regulation is not about stifling innovation or rejecting the potential benefits of facial recognition technology. Rather, it's about ensuring that these technologies are developed and deployed responsibly, ethically, and in a manner that respects human rights and democratic values. The movement towards greater oversight is gaining momentum globally, with varying approaches emerging across different regions. Some jurisdictions are taking a cautious approach, implementing moratoriums on certain uses of facial recognition, while comprehensive regulations are developed. Others are enacting outright bans, particularly in sensitive contexts like law enforcement and public surveillance. From San Francisco to Brussels, examining landmark bans and regulatory frameworks. The global movement to regulate facial recognition technology has yielded a patchwork of laws, regulations, and guidelines, each reflecting the unique social, political, and technological landscape of its jurisdiction. From outright bans to nuanced frameworks for ethical development and deployment, these initiatives represent a spectrum of approaches to balancing the potential benefits of facial recognition with the need to safeguard fundamental rights. In 2019, San Francisco became the first major city in the United States to ban the use of facial recognition technology by city departments, including law enforcement. This landmark decision, hailed as a victory for privacy advocates, set a precedent for other cities and states considering similar measures. Across the Atlantic, the European Union has emerged as a leader in AI regulation, proposing a comprehensive legal framework that includes specific provisions for high-risk AI systems, a category that encompasses facial recognition used in public spaces for mass surveillance purposes. The proposed AI Act aims to establish a single market for trustworthy AI, ensuring that these technologies are developed and deployed in a manner that respects fundamental rights, democratic values, and the rule of law. These examples, while representing different approaches, share a common thread: a recognition that facial recognition technology is not inherently neutral, and that its deployment must be carefully considered and regulated to prevent harm and protect fundamental rights. The global landscape of facial recognition regulation is still evolving, but these early initiatives provide valuable insights into the challenges and opportunities of governing this powerful technology. The corporate response: a spectrum of action and inaction. The growing public outcry and regulatory scrutiny surrounding facial recognition technology have not gone unnoticed by the tech giants responsible for developing and deploying these systems. The corporate response, however, has been far from uniform, ranging from proactive steps to address ethical concerns to a more cautious approach characterized by limited action and a wait-and-see attitude. Some companies, acknowledging the potential harms of facial recognition, have taken significant steps to curtail its use, particularly in sensitive contexts like law enforcement. Microsoft, for instance, announced a moratorium on selling its facial recognition software to police departments, citing concerns about potential bias and the need for clear legal frameworks governing its use. IBM went a step further, announcing its complete withdrawal from the facial recognition market, citing concerns about the technology's potential for mass surveillance and violations of human rights. The company's decision sent shockwaves through the industry, signaling a growing recognition of the ethical dilemmas posed by facial recognition and the need for greater accountability from the tech sector. Other tech giants, however, have adopted a more cautious approach, opting for limited action and emphasizing the potential benefits of facial recognition while downplaying its risks. This cautious stance reflects a complex calculus involving factors such as market share, competitive pressures, and the potential backlash from both privacy advocates and government agencies reliant on facial recognition technology. The corporate response to the ethical challenges of facial recognition remains a dynamic and evolving landscape, with companies navigating a complex web of social, political, and economic considerations. Towards a more just vision, reimagining AI for the benefit of all. The rapid evolution of artificial intelligence, particularly in the realm of facial recognition, presents both unprecedented opportunities and profound challenges. While the technology holds immense promise for enhancing security, streamlining processes, and even improving healthcare outcomes, its development and deployment have been marred by deeply concerning biases, inaccuracies, and ethical lapses. As we stand at this crossroads, it's imperative that we move beyond simply acknowledging these issues and embark on a collective journey towards a more just and equitable vision of AI, one that benefits all members of society, regardless of their race, ethnicity, gender, age, or other protected characteristics. This journey requires a fundamental shift in perspective, a recognition that AI is not inherently objective or neutral, but rather a reflection of the values, biases, and priorities of its creators. If we are to build AI systems that are fair, just, and equitable, we must start by addressing the systemic inequalities and biases that permeate our societies and shape technological development. This means acknowledging the historical and ongoing marginalization of certain groups, confronting our own unconscious biases, and actively working to create a more inclusive and equitable tech industry. Building a more just vision of AI also necessitates a shift in focus, from simply pursuing technological advancements to prioritizing human well-being, social justice, and democratic values. We must move beyond the narrow pursuit of efficiency and accuracy and consider the broader societal impacts of AI systems, particularly on those most vulnerable to bias and discrimination. This requires engaging in open and honest dialogues with impacted communities, soliciting their input and feedback, and ensuring that their voices are heard throughout the design, development, and deployment of AI systems. Ultimately, the path towards a more just vision of AI is not merely a technological challenge but a deeply human one. It requires us to confront uncomfortable truths about ourselves, our societies, and the systems we create. It demands that we embrace empathy, compassion, and a willingness to challenge the status quo. By embracing these values, we can harness the power of AI to create a future where technology serves as a force for good, promoting equality, justice, and human dignity for all. Building fairness into the framework. Best practices for ethical AI development. Creating a more just and equitable future for AI requires more than good intentions. It demands a fundamental shift in how we design, develop, and deploy these powerful technologies. This shift begins with a commitment to embedding fairness, transparency, and accountability into the very fabric of AI systems, from the initial stages of data collection and algorithm design to the ongoing monitoring and evaluation of their real-world impacts. One crucial step is addressing the issue of dataset bias, which lies at the heart of many inaccuracies and discriminatory outcomes in facial recognition and other AI systems. This requires moving beyond simply collecting more data to curating datasets that are truly representative of the diversity of human faces and experiences. This includes ensuring representation across a wide range of ages, genders, ethnicities, skin tones, and other demographic factors, as well as accounting for cultural and regional variations in facial features and expressions. Beyond data diversity, addressing bias in AI requires tackling the issue of algorithmic transparency. This means developing algorithms that are not only accurate but also interpretable and explainable, allowing us to understand how they arrive at their decisions and identify potential biases or errors. Transparency also extends to the deployment of AI systems, requiring clear guidelines for their use, robust oversight mechanisms, and avenues for redress in case of errors or misuse. Finally, building fairness into the framework of AI development necessitates a shift in mindset from a singular focus on technical performance to a more holistic approach that considers the broader societal impacts of these technologies. This includes conducting thorough ethical impact assessments, engaging with impacted communities, and fostering a culture of responsibility and accountability within the tech industry. By embracing these principles, we can move beyond simply mitigating the harms of AI to harnessing its transformative potential for the benefit of all. A call for collective action. bridging the gap between aspiration and reality. The journey towards a more just and equitable future for AI is not one that any individual, organization, or sector can undertake alone. It requires a collective effort, a shared commitment from technologists, policymakers, ethicists, community leaders, and citizens to bridge the gap between our aspirations for ethical AI and the reality of its current limitations. Technologists, armed with their technical expertise and innovative spirit, bear a particular responsibility to champion ethical considerations in every stage of AI development. This includes advocating for diverse and inclusive data sets, designing algorithms that are transparent and accountable, and rigorously testing systems for bias and fairness. It also means engaging in open and honest dialogues about the limitations of AI, resisting the urge to overhype its capabilities, and prioritizing human well-being over technological advancement. Policymakers play a crucial role in shaping the legal and regulatory landscape that governs AI development and deployment. This includes enacting laws that protect fundamental rights, establishing clear guidelines for the ethical use of AI, and creating robust oversight mechanisms to prevent misuse and abuse. Policymakers must also invest in research and development of ethical AI, support workforce training initiatives, and foster public awareness and engagement on these critical issues. Beyond the realms of technology and policy, building a more just and equitable future for AI requires a fundamental shift in our collective consciousness. We must move beyond viewing AI as simply a tool, a means to an end, and recognize its potential to shape our values, beliefs, and interactions with one another. By fostering a culture of critical thinking, empathy, and a commitment to social justice, we can harness the transformative power of AI to create a future where technology serves humanity rather than the other way around. The future of AI: navigating the path between progress and responsibility. The future of AI is not predetermined. It is a path we are forging with each line of code we write, each policy we enact, and each choice we make. As we stand at the cusp of this technological revolution, we face a profound choice. Will we continue down a path of unchecked progress, where AI exacerbates existing inequalities and undermines fundamental freedoms? Or will we choose a different path, one that prioritizes human well-being, social justice, and democratic values, harnessing the power of AI to create a more just and equitable future for all? Navigating this path requires a delicate balance between embracing the transformative potential of AI and acknowledging its inherent limitations and risks. It demands that we proceed with both optimism and caution, recognizing that AI is not a silver bullet solution for complex societal problems, but rather a powerful tool that must be wielded with care, responsibility, and a deep understanding of its potential consequences. The path forward requires a fundamental shift in our relationship with technology, from one of blind faith and unquestioning acceptance to one of critical engagement and thoughtful deliberation. We must move beyond the allure of technological determinism, the belief that technology shapes society in predetermined ways, and embrace our agency as creators, shapers, and ultimately, the masters of our own destiny. The future of AI is not written in the stars. It is being written in the labs, courtrooms, classrooms, and communities around the world, where individuals are grappling with the ethical implications of this technology. By embracing our collective responsibility to guide AI's development and deployment, we can ensure that it fulfills its promise as a force for good, ushering in an era of unprecedented progress, prosperity, and human flourishing. Beyond recognition, embracing a vision of AI that upholds human dignity. As we delve deeper into the age of artificial intelligence, it's crucial to remember that the true measure of any technology lies not simply in its technical capabilities, but in its impact on humanity. In the case of facial recognition and other AI systems, this means moving beyond the narrow pursuit of recognition, of accurately identifying and categorizing individuals, to embracing a broader vision of AI that upholds human dignity, promotes social justice, and empowers individuals, rather than subjugating them. This shift in focus requires a fundamental reorientation of our values, from prioritizing efficiency and control to embracing empathy, compassion, and a deep respect for human rights. It demands that we move beyond viewing individuals as mere data points to be analyzed and categorized, and instead recognize their inherent worth, their unique stories, and their right to live in a world free from discrimination and algorithmic bias. Embracing this vision of AI requires a collective commitment to transparency, accountability, and inclusivity. It means designing systems that are open to scrutiny, providing avenues for redress in case of errors, and ensuring that the benefits of AI are shared equitably across all segments of society. It also means fostering a culture of responsible innovation within the tech industry, one that prioritizes human well-being over profit margins, and actively seeks to mitigate the potential harms of AI. The journey towards a more just and equitable future for AI is not a destination but an ongoing process of learning, adaptation, and collective action. It requires us to confront uncomfortable truths, challenge the status quo, and embrace our shared responsibility to shape technology in a way that reflects our highest aspirations as a global community. By embracing this challenge, we can harness the transformative power of AI to create a future where technology serves as a force for good, amplifying human potential and creating a world where everyone has the opportunity to thrive.